Hello, hi, welcome back to Ball Boys.
Ball Boys, baby.
Make sure you guys follow us on IG and on YouTube.
Like, subscribe the video.
All the good things. Ohio Boys Productions on YouTube and on Instagram.
Leave a comment down below.
OHIOBOIS Productions. Yeah. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm great, Tyler. Basketball's starting up. Lakers just played last night. I'm an avid diehard Cavs fan for some reason. So
For some reason.
yeah. So their first game is tonight at 7:30. I'm gonna be glued to the TV for that. I watch every single Cavs game, no matter what. NFL is in full swing. Obviously, the Browns got some bad news today. They ruled out Deshaun Watson for the game against the Seahawks. Not the greatest news, but for the love of God, we need to do something here, Tyler.
What do you mean?
Something needs to budge. Like, we can't just be putting out PJ Walker and thinking, oh, wow, we're just going to score points. Like, no.
What else would you do? Or what else could they do?
Until Deshaun is fully healthy, take pressure off of him. No pressure to come back. Get you somebody. You need either a veteran backup who's played games and had success in winning, or somebody skilled that used to start. Like Carson Wentz is sitting out there. We talked about it last episode. Jacoby Brissett's a good option.
But I feel like trading, you don't have a lot of assets to trade, and to trade to get a quarterback like that some of these teams are going to need their quarterback,
and they're gonna hose you for it. That's
exactly.
What I think.
So
Carson Wentz probably makes the most sense.
But as much sense as it would make to get Carson Wentz, you still have to get him caught up. He has to get used to the system.
Carson Wentz not knowing any plays is probably better than PJ Walker knowing all the plays.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is still a whole process. You're in the middle of the week, like you're going into this week, okay. And also it helps.
We're in the middle of a week the rest of the season. There's no more bye week.
Well, yeah, but then at the same time, it's kind of like looking at it. You aren't in a position to where you're like, all right, we're just gonna fuck it. We're just gonna throw it. We're just gonna try to throw something out there. It's like right now you're in a good little portion that. A lot of these games coming up, you aren't playing the best of teams.
I would agree with you, except for I don't know how we're going to score points. We just lost Jerome Ford for 1 to 2 weeks, so that means your number one running back is Pierre Strong and Kareem Hunt together.
Yeah.
God knows what's going on with Deshaun. They just put out a report that said there's still a lot of swelling, and the swelling needs to go down. So God knows when that's going to happen. P.J. Walker is an interception-throwing machine. That offense looks anemic when he's on the field.
I disagree.
We've done just enough to win and scoot by, but it's not nearly good enough to be the Ravens or the Steelers.
I disagree with that. The offense looks anemic. I think Kevin Stefanski does some of his best play calling. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, Kevin does some of his best play calling when Deshaun's not on the field. I felt like the one thing, especially in this Indy game, that I've noticed more than anything is when Deshaun went out and Deshaun wasn't coming back, how automatically creative the offense got. How all these different people were somehow touching the ball that weren't touching the ball when Deshaun was in the game.
Especially David Njoku.
So it's kind of like
David Njoku never gets targets, but every time there's a considered league-wide backup quarterback playing the position, all of a sudden he gets targets. We're putting 3 running backs in. We're mixing up formations. It seems like
he gets the most creative when the actual quarterback is not in the game.
Except for P.J. Walker throws too many picks for my liking, and he doesn't execute as good as some quarterbacks you could potentially get on this team.
I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of people like, all right, Dobbs been here before, Jacoby's been here before. I don't think you're getting either one of those two players out of the current situations that they are in without having to at least give up that second round pick. And
Like,
that's the best pick you have
It's
next year.
very fishy the way that they've been doing DTR. You know, they built him up the entire preseason. He had one bad game against the Ravens. I mean, that whole situation stinks to me too. I just don't know how we're going to. Obviously, the defense, I have no doubts about. Myles Garrett was the best player on the field last week.
I don't think this defense is as bulletproof as we think it is.
It's not bulletproof.
It's very vulnerable. There are a lot of issues, a lot of things that you can get over. Myles Garrett on both of the plays that Myles Garrett jumped off sides, they got a big play. One of them was a touchdown.
One of them they stopped, just stopped.
No, he stopped on both of them. He stopped on both of the times.
They were both on Denzel, weren't they?
No, when was it? I don't think they were on Denzel.
One of them was on Denzel.
Denzel late Denzel went out the game. The other one I think
with
was
a concussion, which is concerning.
It's very sad.
He's had a lot of concussions in his young career.
I would just say, I think the other one was it wasn't Denzel, but he was in the area and it was supposed to be either I think Delpic was supposed to cover that route and then it just.
They had a miscommunication. I mean, they also stopped, and it also seemed like at times that the defensive coordinator sometimes was taking too many chances when he didn't have to.
I'll say another thing that I saw is the secondary. I don't know what happened. They probably just everyone has a bad game here and there because that not Alec Pierce. It was the Pittman. It was a Pittman touchdown.
Michael Pittman.
Listen, he really coughed that, and then. 3 people.
As soon as they put Mitchell on the field, they targeted him. Because Denzel went out.
That
then
wasn't
Mitchell
him.
started playing the slot.
That wasn't on Mitchell. That was on.
It was on Mitchell, I thought.
It was on Emerson.
You're talking about that slant? Oh, it was on Emerson?
It was on Emerson.
Oh, my God. And Pittman's just a physical specimen.
He cool for real.
I mean, he just out-muscled that route.
I would say I'm not worried. I think
Uncle Rico threw balls over mountains. That's what
I would just say. I feel like I wouldn't be upset if they were to go out and get a veteran, but then it's just about, all right, when are they going to be ready? When are you going to feel comfortable that you are going to have to play them? Because I feel like with the way that this is looking, I feel like putting Deshaun on injury reserve probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Put
him on IR, open a roster spot, get somebody in here.
Yeah, there's no reason to just keep playing around. If you know you need it, put them on IR.
And then what's 4 games from now? It's not Arizona. It's the game after Arizona, right?
I think Seattle this week.
Seattle, and then we got Pittsburgh, the Ravens, the Cardinals.
So this Sunday is Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens, Steelers, Broncos.
So he could potentially come back against the Broncos.
Yeah, and that's
that's not a bad game to come back to.
That's the week of Thanksgiving, November 26th. Or is that Thanksgiving?
Honestly, get someone, if it's Carson Wentz, if it's somebody, get them in here now. Or it's because this whole charade that you pulled with trading Dobbs and building up DTR to be somebody he's not clearly at this point. I don't
think it's that. I think that DTR is just a young player.
They put too much. They put too much into him. They didn't think Deshaun was going to go down. And then when you yanked him, the whole situation stinks of you don't trust him and he's not what you said he was at the end of the preseason.
I don't think it's that. I think that what they expected everything. They expected not to have to use him. How he's going to need to be used.
Yeah.
So they were very much damn,
it seemed like a minor move at the time.
This was supposed to be just a sit down, learn, develop.
We got a free draft pick out of it. Honestly, if I was a GM, I would have done something similar. If they would have called me for Josh Dobbs in a 4th round pick, I'm taking it every time. But I mean, like you said, it was supposed to be a chalkboard training session on how to be a professional, and we didn't expect to play him. Yeah,
But now we are where we are. I'm not upset about the Dobbs trade. It wasn't a mistake. It was the right thing to do.
In retrospect, it was a mistake. But
I disagree. You don't have picks. You don't have any draft capital.
Fuck those picks.
No,
we're trying to win.
Not cool. Yeah, we're also have to build for the future.
We can't draft. It doesn't matter.
We can't. See, you're right. We can't draft. So every little thing we can get
a fourth
matters.
round pick, it might be
matters.
a special teams guy.
It matters. Like, we need all of that. Like,
I'm surprised they haven't traded up at one time yet.
I don't think they have the draft capital to make the trades.
They have a ton of, like, the last couple years they could have traded up.
But then you take less players. You can't fill out your roster how you need to. So there's a reason why they haven't traded up, because they need everything that they can get.
All right,
because a lot of this shit is gonna come back to the simple fact that in a year, like, maybe not next season, but the season after next, you are very good. You're very much gonna be dependent on, hey, we need a hit on our draft picks.
Well, because you could potentially Newsom's contracts coming due. He's huge. JOK's contracts coming due. He's huge for you right now.
All the 1 years you have on this roster right now.
Yep.
Or like, I think Oboranko, I think he's like a 3 or 4 year deal.
Or even look at your receiver core. Amari Cooper's got 1 year left on his contract. Donovan Peoples-Jones is on the last year of his contract. Elijah Moore only has 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
There's not a lot on this team in the next few years.
Marquise Goodwin is like a what? This is like a 1 year deal. He's
probably a one and done, yeah.
So it's kind of like, again, I feel like a lot of this, I'm not really concerned. Like, a lot of people are screaming like, why isn't Deshaun playing? Why isn't it blah blah blah? But
I'm not blaming Deshaun. No, I get it. I get the inflammation in the shoulder and the swelling, like, but you shouldn't. Just don't play. Just sit down. I don't want to see Baker Mayfield 2.0 season. I don't want to see that. We have adults in the room. We know. Come on, Tyler. If I'm Deshaun, I'm not playing.
Well, I feel like he's been trying to tell the team that, but the team has been very, we need you out there. Because I feel like,
well, the team's always going to say we need you out there.
I feel like more than ever, everyone in the organization, it's the front office people, the coaches, feel like, yeah, we could be out of here after this season. Like, if this don't break how we need it to break, we could be out of jobs, and like, we ain't trying to play around with it, which is understandable. I get it. I understand. I get it. But then at the same time, it's just kind of like, but let's not repeat mistakes that got us here.
Yeah.
Because as much people like, oh, Baker's doing this in Tampa, it's like, cool, Baker's doing that.
He shouldn't have played last year.
What did
or
Baker?
2 years ago.
What did Baker do when he was here? Like, he played.
No, he did it. He did a lot, but I mean, he shouldn't have played that last season in Cleveland at all.
That last year, he played ass, and that got him thrown out. Like, I don't care.
He threw himself out of the city, and we can't afford for the same thing that happened to Deshaun.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. He's got a $60 million cap kit.
That's a lot of money.
All right, let's talk about the Seahawks, man.
Seahawks coming up. Oh, Seahawks are nice. I think that this is a really good team. It's kind of very similar to the Browns.
They just signed
a better
Frank Clark.
receiver core.
I'm a little worried.
I'm not that worried
about the Browns offense. I'm worried about the Browns offense.
I don't know if he lines up against Jed Wills. I'm worried about anyone that plays against Jed Wills.
I'm running to the other side.
No, you shouldn't do that.
I'm not running at Jed Wills.
How do you say this?
We're not running at Jed in the first place.
You actually should run to Jed Wills over DeJuan Jones. Like, DeJuan Jones is a better pass blocker than he is.
I'm running up the middle.
Oh, those niggas ain't doing so good either.
I'm hoping somebody gets some goddamn push. Somebody needs to do something to at least let Dustin Hopkins kick a damn field goal.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the Seahawks team is a really good team. They've had like a few. I think they have like 2 or 3 losses on the season.
I think Geno's doing.
Geno's doing pretty good. Like, Geno again.
He's not as hot as last year.
He ain't right back. Like, he's still moving on. Like, he's not riding you guys back.
What was the bar he dropped last year?
They wrote me off. But I ain't right back.
He's still not writing back.
Hey, he's still not writing back. Listen,
P.O. box is full.
Yeah. Listen, I think that on the Seahawks, I think this has a liability of being a very tough game.
They run the ball hard.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker's a dog.
And their receiving core is great.
I think DK, if I'm not mistaken, I think DK's out or he's
questionable. He's been hurt the past few weeks.
So
but they still have Tyler Lockett, who is always liable to get open in key situations. Like, Tyler Lockett is one of those guys where it's like, I understand that you're good, but how did you just do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not a big guy, yet he bounces off people and gets open every single time. It's nuts. So we got to keep an eye out for him. And their run game is nice. It's always been nice. Pete Carroll staples the run game, except for that one Super Bowl. I'm not particularly worried about their defense, more so their offense. Our offense. I don't know how we're going to move the football. I just don't. The offensive line is struggling. PJ Walker is not efficient. He's throwing picks. He's not even taking care of the ball. We just lost Jerome, so it's just Kareem and Pierre Strong, who's barely had NFL carries. I'm worried.
I feel like there is something to be worried about. But then again, I feel like you just hope that the defense bounces back.
The defense has to win these games coming up.
They do. A few of them. They have to win a few of them.
They won last week and the week before.
Yeah. I have to say, I feel like against the I think that this is going to be a very big test. Also, Kevin, next time you're like in the red zone,
we gotta talk about this.
Next time you're in the red zone, just run the ball. You don't have to wait till fourth down to run it. Just run the ball.
I don't understand. If I'm the head coach, not to say I'm a smart football mind worthy of an NFL coaching job, but when you're on the 1 yard line and it's first and goal, run the ball.
Yeah, you put
do
a lot of
QB sneak, give it a brotherly shove, a tush push, something.
Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do it.
Tyler,
sadly to say, everybody can't do that.
I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you give it to the fridge, somebody. Get some hunk of meat in the end zone. We got it. Kareem Hunt busted his ass in the end zone. They thought they didn't get it. The Colts fans thought we didn't get it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a tough game. The coach, I ain't gonna lie to you, coach shocked the shit out of me.
Uncle Rico was Uncle Ricoing.
What does that mean?
Uncle Rico's Gardner Minshew.
Oh.
And he was throwing. That's one of his like iconic lines from the movie is I could throw this football over a mountain.
He was throwing. He was throwing. He was tossing around that day. But other than that, I'm about to say, NFL going into I think week 9 at this point. Looking good. A lot of things, a lot of teams week 8. I think we're going to week 8.
Yeah. Fantasy football, you and me. Face off, Tyler.
Yep.
It's the most anticipated fantasy football week every single year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to demolish him.
No, he's not.
And I'm going to win. So, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, last week we didn't get to talk about it, but the Lions played the Ravens last week. I told everyone in the group chat. Everyone in the group chat was, the Lions are hot right now. It's the Lions. Bet the farm on the Lions.
I didn't say bet the farm. I told him not to bet.
And then I sat there and I said not to bet. I said this is the game that I would not bet on.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lions went out, got their asses handed to them. Handed to them. Hey, listen, this is it was belt to ass season. Where the baby trying that was belt to ass season. They put their hands on them.
They had the Lions defense reading poetry about suicide after the game.
Hey, that's wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah, thinking about your life.
But ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that was said that I found very funny in the group chat is Mr. Mark Asmar sat there and said, The Ravens team, their offense is inept. They can't score. They're allergic to it. 38 of them boys. I just sat there and I was like,
I'll eat my words.
I sat there and I was like, Mark, they had 2 bad games. And you gotta hold it down.
But
2
every
bad
single year, it seems like when they have bad games, Justin Tucker's always like responsible for, because the week before Justin Tucker had kicked and completed and made a career high in field goals, and he was their entire offensive output that game.
And then Lamar came back and said, what are they talking about? See, that's why
I got to give him credit.
Listen,
Lamar Jackson,
gentlemen,
it seems like they settled in. They finally figured out what the F they're doing. And
I don't know if they're settled. I don't know if they're completely settled in.
Not completely, but they're starting to find their identity.
I'm about to say, yeah.
They're figuring out how to put all these pieces together, with the receiving core, because they added Zay Flowers, Odell.
Man,
plus you got
amazing.
Mark Andrews on top of that. Like, their entire receiving core is brand new.
Except for Rashad. Rashad, you nice too. Like, you real nice.
But, I mean, he's not really been a huge part of their success.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zay Flowers is a dog.
Yep, it's been Zay Flowers mostly.
I said it the night that he was drafted that was probably the best draft pick for them.
They always get away with
that this was going to kill us. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, he's killing the league right now. He didn't kill the Browns. I don't think he did, but he's
the Browns shut him the fuck up.
I would say he's out there. The only thing I would like to see more from the Ravens, like, honestly, is if Isaiah Likely could get a little bit more involved, then I'll fall in love.
Is he on your fantasy team?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just like him.
I was about to say, are you about to be selfish right now?
Nah. I would say if Isaiah Likely got more involved, I
don't even care about that. Like, Lamar's doing his thing, settling in. The lanes are starting to become clear to him. The team is flowing off of Lamar as it should.
And then
it's going to be really tough to beat the Ravens. Like, honestly, right now they're probably the best team in the AFC.
Oof. There's a friend of ours that would be upset at you for saying that.
But am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
They have a top 5 defense, and their offense
broke out. Actually, I think they have a top 10 defense. But an actual top 5 defense, like actually top 5, like overall, like they actually are that good.
It's a beast of a squad.
Like, for the Jaguars, they're not even a top 10 defense.
No, that was crazy. That was funny.
Them boys are.
That was. Look at you, Xavier's punk ass.
That's crazy because his team beat my team. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, last week was a rough week. Last Thursday night, the Saints played the Jaguars, and they almost completed the comeback. It hurt so bad because they really almost completed the comeback.
That game was very painful to watch.
I disagree. I think that it was a slow first half. And then everything started clicking. And then once everything started clicking, I felt like, as a Saints fan, yes, you want to see them do a little bit better in the red zone, and you want to see them do better early on. But Mark looked at me. Mark was like, going into halftime, Mark was like, we're a second half team, right? I'm like, low key, yeah, like we really are. Because
I had put 5 down on the Saints.
Yeah.
To get some skin in the game with Xavier, because he gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
He was getting on my nerves earlier. Personally, I didn't really care who won because it was going to be chaos based on who won. Xavier talks a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Tyler talks a lot of shit when the Saints win. He's humble in defeat, though.
Yeah.
Xavier, not so much.
I was like, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. It was a good game. Like, the offense really started going. It was very sad because Jaguars' last offensive drive before they did their kneel downs was legit a play that any other time Tyrann Mathieu, he's spot on, but this one time 44 yards to the house on a slant route to Christian Kirk. Sad. That was gut wrenching. And then they go down, end of the game. This is the Saints' last offensive drive, and legitimately, they went down so fast And then the first play, like, all right, they took a little pot shot. Not mad about that. They tried to take another shot, whatever. They missed on that one. And then that third shot, the shot to the tight end.
That was the most Saints thing I've ever seen in my life.
I was hurt. Like
the Saints were Saintsing. I'll tell you what.
Mean?
What does that even mean? Historically, that means, something controversial happens in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
I don't think that was controversial. I don't think it's controversial. I think that was just...
It's controversial the way he dropped that football, Tyler. It hit him right in the hands. What do you mean it's not controversial?
It
hit him right in the breadbasket, and then it just fell to the floor.
I was like, yes,
There's a reason why he was crying on the sidelines.
Because...
That was bad.
Because people on the internet are mean, and they're not nice.
But you also get paid a nice lump sum of cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter how much...
To catch a football specifically.
But it doesn't matter because he's a good person, and he's legit. Like, he wanted to catch that ball. He knew that he should have caught that ball. So I'm not gonna kill him for that. I'm like, it sucks.
I'm sure he's gotten a lot of death threats in the last...
Wolf.
There's always those fans. There's always those fans on every single...
Wrong. But like he's
or
from
some asshole who's betting on the game.
Yeah,
and that would have clutched his bet. Like, you guys are assholes. If you really are that mad when you put a bet down, you shouldn't be betting.
Yeah, that's a problem. You need help.
You do.
You need help.
You do need help.
You need to go see
You need
somebody.
some therapy.
You do need to see. Yeah, but I'm
you
about
got
to say
some mommy issues.
But I would say it's sad. They could have completed the comeback. They were it could have been done, but hey, on to the next one. They got the Colts coming up this week, so I think that's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, especially I don't know why the Colts didn't use Jonathan Taylor the way I thought. Like, I know he's got to get back into football shape and whatever, but like they just didn't use him. Period.
I'm not worried about the run game. I'm not worried about the running game. I'm not really worried about the pass. I feel like for the most part, they, except for a few drives here and there, they held the Jags in locked up,
and
strapped.
Uncle Rico's gonna throw a pick. Don't worry.
That, and then looking at it, Calvin Ridley had probably his worst game of the year.
I get all the Calvin Ridley memes now. I get it.
He
was getting everything in the beginning of the season. They were the best of pals. Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, and now nothing.
Well, to be fair, he was playing against Marshawn Lattimore and strapped up. But other than that, I'm about to say I think it was a good game. I think I was very impressed. Like, the Jaguars, I don't think the Jaguars are that good of a team. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, they lost. They beat my team. Whatever. I don't think the Jaguars are that good. The Jaguars are most definitely they got a lot of shit coming to them. If the Texans listen, if this could reach anyone in the Texans organization, just trade for D-Hop. Find a way. Find a way to get a D-Hop.
I don't know if he goes back there, man.
He don't have a choice.
I don't even know why he went to Tennessee.
It don't matter. You get D-Hop. All that the Texans need. They need a few things, but offensively, what they need.
I mean, their running back's good. They could use a couple of old linemen and some receivers.
No, they just need that one receiver. Because Nico Collins against a 2 is not fair. Tank Dell is amazing. Like, they have a very good young core. And I think a D-Hop is just gonna. A D-Hop would really help the young guys. Just.
What did we tell the people about C.J. Stroud, Tyler?
He was for real. He was him.
Even told you he's going to be the best quarterback this season coming out of college.
He's him.
He's the best. Clearly the best.
I think Anthony Richardson's done for the season.
That's another thing I called. Anthony Richardson is done for the season. He needed shoulder surgery or something, right? Yeah.
Richardson's done for the season. Bryce Young's been playing a lot better than what he was at the beginning part of the season.
It's just the Panthers being
young, and they're not having pieces. They're not. I want to say stinky. I think they're young, and they don't have they don't have
old linemen. He's under pressure a lot, and that's not a recipe for a short quarterback being in the pocket with bodies close in proximity. It's not going to work like that.
But They've been scoring. They've been scoring a lot more. I think the last game that I saw, they played the Dolphins and like legitimately put, I think like 14 or 21 up on the Dolphins real quick. But you know the Dolphins are the Dolphins. They did what they did and came back real fast. You know, you got to be special to beat the Dolphins. Y'all not special. Sadly.
I don't know about special. I think you just
no,
gotta
you gotta
catch
be
it.
special.
Sometimes the Dolphins are a really good team, but sometimes you can catch them on an off game.
That's right for most teams.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the week after they put a smackdown on the Broncos, they had an off game and lost.
Yeah. And also, that's how I feel about the Bills right now. Like they're playing good ball, like here and there, but then they're just having like stinkers, like just
Every once in a while, you just raising your eyebrow. Like
That's
I thought you weren't that team. Like I thought you were above that level. But
That's why they're going to lose that's why they're going to beat the Buccaneers this Thursday.
you need them to beat the Buccaneers.
They're going to beat the Buccaneers. I'm not
Tyler,
worried about
if you
that.
lose another game lead to the Buccaneers, I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this division is coming down a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. But I do think, listen.
The Falcons are holding tough, too.
The Falcons are a game ahead. And them niggas about to lose Sunday them damn selves.
Did they, like, bench Bijan or something?
No, he was sick last week.
Oh.
But for some
Maybe that
reason,
was
they
just
gave him
memes.
one carry. That was funny. But other than that,
And I don't think Desmond Ritter's anything to worry about.
no, he's not. No, he's not. He is no.
You want to sprinkle in a little bit of basketball, Tyler?
Most definitely.
It's opening week for the NBA season, baby.
Opening week. Last night, I think we said this before. Last night we had Lakers, Nuggets, and we had Suns, Warriors. Suns won, Nuggets won. I watched like the first 4.5 quarters. I didn't finish the Laker game. I had to go to bed.
I'll tell you what, these West Coast games are really killing me, dude.
But it came on at 7:30.
Yeah, but it's gonna start getting to that 10:30 start prime time, and it's a really good game too. And it's just like I can't do that anymore. I can't. I really want to, but I can't. I love ball. I love watching ball. I love playing ball, but I can't like watch a game that starts at 10:30.
What do you mean? Like you can't stay up that long, or
no, I can't because I gotta work in the morning. I got responsibilities. I'm fucking shit at waking up in the morning to go to work. So I need to be in bed by like 12:30.
Wow, I have to be in bed at like 9, 10 o'clock. Like anything after that, I'm not going to sleep that night. So you're different.
And even at 12:30 is razor thin margins.
Oh, that's crazy.
There's no room for error in the morning to get out the door.
I'm about to say, Lakers look nice.
It's exactly what last year's Laker team did in the playoffs.
I was saying, listen, they're not going 2-10 this year. If they go 2-10 this year, damn. But
2-10 for what?
Like their first 12 games because they went 2-10.
Well, no, they have a much better team that they started off the
yeah.
year with than last year.
AR-15
Austin Reeves didn't even
hot.
exist in the right. He didn't even.
Well, he was there. It just wasn't. He wasn't.
He was a guy who was thought to be like a two-way contract type dude.
Yeah, like he wasn't the guy that he became. Gabe Vincent, just big homie, shoot some threes. Like just take some shots. Last night you hesitated a little bit.
Gabe Vincent's gonna be huge for them.
You hesitated a little bit too much last night.
He's gonna play
take those shots.
He's gonna play those minutes that D'Lo looked ass in.
And then I would honestly say LeBron, beautiful. I love it. I love you, LeBron. He looked amazing. He looked good. AD looked real great. I think I'm very optimistic. I got the Lakers winning the title this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the story is written. The script is in. LeBron wins.
Script is in. It's not going to be
LeBron is winning the title this year.
No, it's going to be Milwaukee and Denver in the finals.
No, it's not.
And,
Denver's not going back to the
Denver's taking it in 5.
Denver, first off, the fact that you said Denver beats the Bucks is disgusting because they're not better than the Bucks.
I'm gonna be the Bucks are gonna be my second team this entire season.
That's cool. You can do that, but the Bucks, if the Bucks go to the finals and they play the Nuggets, the Bucks are taking that. And they're gonna take it probably in 5. I don't think the Nuggets are that good. I think it was very noticeable.
Tyler is a noted Nugget hater because
I'm not a Nugget
they
hater.
massacred his boy LeBron. I love LeBron too, but Tyler loves LeBron maybe a little bit more than he loves Drake.
How do you say this?
It's 1A and 1B. And
I don't hate the Nuggets.
They massacred his boy in front of him last season.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch those last some of those, especially the last 2 games, Game 3 and Game 4, at the end of those games, the refs just tucked their hands and they're like, "Yo, what's a foul?" Last night there was the egregious fouls in the first half. They were like, "Man, I don't even want to do this for real." And egregious.
Cavs are winning the finals. That's my final answer.
Oh no, Cavs aren't. Cavs.
Homer speaking. Cavs are winning the finals.
I think the Cavs are gonna have a struggle to get to the playoffs this year.
We'll see what happens. The Cavs are a couple years away from being a very super competitive playoff team. I think Jared Allen is going to hold us back strictly because guys with that body type don't last long in the NBA. They can't.
So
I don't know what it is.
What does that have to say about Evan Mobley? He has the same body type.
No, he's not the same player. Evan Mobley at least can shoot.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can. He's got a nice mid-range game. He's not a 3-point shooter by any means.
Where was the mid-range game when you were getting dusted? I didn't even see you in the one win that they had against the Knicks. I didn't see that nigga shoot no mid-range shot.
Apparently, the offense is revamped, and we'll see.
Listen,
apparently it's supposed to be a much faster-paced, guard-heavy offense. I think a lot of times the Cavs they fell in love with trying to force feed the bigs with the ball, and it, slowed down the pace of play way too much to the point where they couldn't come back from some of these leads. They were playing good defense, but when you depend on your big guys to score as well as doing all that nitty-gritty shit, it doesn't work out.
I think the Cavs make the playoffs, like in the play-in tournament.
It's going to be exactly It's going to be exactly the same as last year.
I don't think
they're going to be in the same exact spot. They're going to be a 3 or a 4 seed maybe, and then they're going to underwhelm.
Oh, no.
And probably not win.
I think if they make it, they're like a 7th or 8th seed. Like, I don't think the Cavs are that good. I think they're going to fire
At worst, they're going to be a
coach.
5 seed. They're not going to be in the play-in tournament.
I think they have to make the play-in tournament.
Who's going to be ahead of them if you have them at 7?
So what is it? So, 1, I got
Bucks,
Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, New York.
I put the Cavs right there.
No, I don't put the Cavs there.
Who's there?
Charlotte. I think Charlotte bounced back this year.
Bounce back from what?
Their injuries, because LaMelo hasn't played.
Tyler, they haven't done anything.
And then
you need to do something to bounce back.
Yes, they made the playoffs. Was it 2 years ago?
Barely.
It don't matter that barely. So Charlotte.
Like, I would listen to you if you said like
Charlotte,
the Hawks.
Chicago. Yeah.
The camera just died.
That's it. Bye.
Thank you for. We'll see how the NBA season goes. We love you guys. Drop a like, hit subscribe, follow us on Instagram at @OhioBoys_P, and have a good night. Peace out.
Bye.